All right, here you go. Um, it's a little late in the week. I'm not giving this much time to ferment in your body, your mind. There's a lot of big fights on this weekend, and I'm about to go through with them. And they're starting Thursday, and the zone, um, the Joel Diaz Jr. is going to fight a Filipino fighter called Moreto Gista. So it's just going to be a real slugfest. Diaz is a boxer puncher, more not a big puncher, but he does have a good punch. And the Filipino fighter is actually a puncher, but a lot more cruder than Diaz. All right, okay, I got a cat here. So a little cat wants attention. Yes, he does. I have a broadcast to do, Cat. A broadcast, yeah, that's right. Go on your ways. Anyway, this is going to be a good action fight. Um, Diaz has never been knocked out. He has been floored, but never knocked out. He's very durable. He was an Olympian. He was a top amateur. Um, both are not the tallest fighters in the world. It's going to be a real slugfest. But I think the Filipino fighter, he doesn't quite. He's no Manny Pacquiao. He's a good puncher, as many Filipino fighters are, but he'll be a little too crude. And Diaz, I think he'll be a little more busier, and that'll be the difference. The boxing ability, the durability of Diaz. He's a pedigree above the Filipino prospect. All right. Now that's going to happen on Thursday. Let's see on the undercard is going to Jose Tito Gonzalez, big Mexican prospect. He's fighting um, Jerio Lopez. Lopez is a club fighter. Um, Tito is a good prospect. Um, and I think he just will have a little too much class. Lopez has been knocked out. He's a trial horse. He's no bum, but he ain't exactly a pedigree either. Let's see. Now we're going to come to class. On Friday the 22nd, there's going to be a really good fight. It's going to be Ivan Sacco against Marco Nicolia. This is an Italian-Serbian clash. Uh, it's a super middleweight. Um, this is for the European Championship, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be a good fight. Um, but the Italian fighter Zacco is he's got a good jab, a good tight defense, um, and a big punch, a really good punch. Um, he's a boxer puncher, but he can pressure and he can fight backing up. Now the Serbian fighter Nicolia, um, he is very powerful. Um, Not quite the puncher the Italian fighter is, but he's very aggressive, very powerful. He has the board Mr. Clean's hairstyle. Um, Zarko looks like somebody, a handsome guy from the spaghetti westerns in the 1960s. Um, this fight should go late. I think the Serbian fighter is going to get knocked out. He's a little too crude. He's wide with his punches. Um, the Italian fighter, tighter, pressure, he'll get inside. It'll be a good fight though. When the Serbian's going to have his moments because he's very aggressive, very powerful, and I think he may have lost one fight out of the many fights he's had. So this is going to be good. All right. Marco Natizia, who is Italian. Now, I didn't know Marco, I could see Italian, but Natizia? I don't know. That doesn't sound Italian to me. He's going to fight Rico Miller from Germany. Um, Marco, very big. He seems like he's a light heavyweight. He's tall, not super tall, but he seems taller than he is. He's about 5'11", 6 foot. This is in the middleweight division. I looked the fights up on YouTube. Miller is a good fighter, but he hasn't been knocked down, and pretty decisively. And I think Marco is going to get to him. All right. Now, we're going for the main event Saturday pay-per-view. Tyson Fury against Dylan Wyatt. This is going to be an interesting fight. It's going to be more competitive than people think. True, Tyson's a great boxer and he can slug when he wants to, but he has the brow disease. He can get cut. And Wyatt is tall enough and boxing skilled enough to reach that brow. And I think that he will cut Tyson, but Tyson will overcome as he has in all his fights. But he's going to get more trouble than you think. Wyatt is not a bad boxer. He's more a slugger than a boxer, true enough. But he's no Crudy. Yeah, he's got his skills. But be that as it may, Tyson Fury will knock him out in I'd say 9 or 10 rounds. After Wyatt has his moments, and those Englishmen, they'll be screaming and carrying on. It's going to be quite the event. Also on the card, Tony Fury, Tyson's half brother, Tony. This is Tyson. Well, yeah, he's his handsome brother. Does reality show Pretty Boy. In fact, if he gets past his opponent, which is where is this? Do I have it written down? He's fighting. Let's see, Daniel Brbizik. Yeah. You know, I want Pretty Boy Tyson Fury. Tony Fury to fight Pretty Boy Jake Paul. So I'm kind of, my heart's rooting for him. But I looked up Daniel. Quite honestly, he's a good fighter. My mind says this is going to be upset. He's going to beat Tyson Fury. Because Tyson Fury's not Tyson Fury. Tony Fury. Because Tony Fury doesn't seem to be a big puncher to me. And this Baldy Bean, Danielle, seems to have quite the punch. This is no light heavyweight division. This is going to be interesting. You know, I wonder what will happen if Tyson Fury sees his little brother get knocked down, whether that will mentally affect him. You know, half of this stuff is mental, this boxing thing. Anyway, those are my predictions for the weekend. Last weekend, out of like on nearly 20 fights, I was right. Oh, now we got another visitor. Really 80-90% of the time. Nostrovini was pretty good last week. Anyway, I'm gonna go now and end this little meet before my menagerie gets after me. Between the poodle and the cat, they're having a feud right now. Battle of wits between. Anyway, goodbye.